Alright YouTube, it's time for general support video for other users number 2. But first, let me say, to many of these people that are messaging me who have much smaller subscriber counts, I will be doing a video to support your channels also. But I'm going to have to do a different one because there are so many people asking me. If I'm going to do that for one person, I have to do it for everybody. So I'll probably do that tomorrow, maybe the day after. This video, though, pertains to a slew of other users who have also agreed that they don't like the censorship on YouTube and want to sort of share cross-channel in order to buff one another up. It seems to be working with the first group of channels that I spoke about. And it's just generally a good idea. Forming these sort of, it doesn't even matter really if there are a lot of subscribers on any channel involved. You get together with other people. You try to support one another. Maybe you've got similar content. Maybe you just all agree in spirit, yeah, censorship is bad, okay? And you try to push yourselves up far enough to where probably you get, maybe left alone, or you get noticed more. There's a higher chance that you do hit like trending. There's a higher chance that your videos are in related videos. Algorithmic demotion doesn't work so well against channels as they get larger. And so by doing so, you're actually safeguarding your own material. And then those that are doing this, if the idea takes off, will be ahead of those who haven't. Also, if you may have noticed that Varg, Tulian Perspective, actually spoke on much the same topics that I was the other day. Apparently he saw my video, actually mentioned my video in his. So I happily support his channel also. I know some people are like, oh, primitivism. Who cares? It doesn't matter what ideology it is. It doesn't matter if you agree with it. It's about not wanting censorship, not wanting YouTube to go the way of the dinosaur. So here's another slew of channels. First, the golden one. That was a pleasant surprise to see him on there. I'm a fan of his channel and have been, honestly, for some time. I may not be into bodybuilding, obviously, but he speaks about social issues, politics, and so forth. A little bit about sort of nature, almost as well. EdgyDtv, and I'm reading these off here. Orangelo, Millennial, Revolt, Viktor Ulfrikson, and Oznerox. So their links are in the description. I encourage you to support all of these channels as well, and I happily await their statements on YouTube censorship, as well as encouraging them to support one another also. Again, this is probably the most important thing that we can do. The notification throttling and subscription kind of stuff going on really can be overridden by people buffing up their own numbers on YouTube. YouTube has tended to leave larger creators alone. Oddly enough, though, with restricted mode, it seems like it doesn't matter. What I think is happening is that people conduct flagging raids in order to take advantage of the semi-automated nature of YouTube's system. That is, YouTube won't take a video down off of your channel unless somebody has physically checked it and determined that it violates TOS enough to take it down. But if you raid somebody's channel with false flags, you can get stuff set to restricted, and there's no guarantee that YouTube physically checks it to see if it should be removed from restriction. That is, those doing the flagging are at an advantage over those who are complaining about the flagging. That appears to be, in restricted mode, what's happening. So the largest channels, they have a huge number of fans, but they also potentially have a large number of people who want to screw around with them, which may explain why PewDiePie's videos aren't available. I don't even know that it was YouTube or any corporation that asked for this. I think it is a systemic problem in their own flagging feature, possibly related to YouTube heroes, although it could just be groups of people who hate that material. And I think that's why it's happening. So that appears to explain why in some cases the channels that are most impacted are either very large, whether political or not, or they are politically edgy. Because if you've got a politically edgy channel, left or right, you've got people potentially who are coming in to flag your material to get it set to restricted. That appears to be what's happening. And the only way to do anything about that is to put pressure on YouTube. The only way, likewise, to put pressure on YouTube is to have enough support so that if you make a statement of that type, it can go viral. So again, There are 6 links in the description to other users' channels. Again, Golden One, EdgyDtv, Orangelo, Millennial, Revolt, Viktor Ulfrikson, and Oznerox. I suggest that you support their channels. And again, if you look at their channels on restricted mode, what do you find? Yeah, there's some stuff missing there, which means that they've got to be good channels because they're getting on somebody's nerves. If it gets on somebody's nerves, chances are it's not just sort of the fluffy, boring, mundane, G-rated content that's associated with some channels on YouTube. But then again, if you got millions of subscribers, you got a really heavy hitter of a channel, you're probably getting mass flagged by people who don't like your material anyway, and it's probably restricted anyway. So people, some of the larger YouTubes really need to pipe up about this, because I think probably that's what's happening. I don't think it has anything to do with YouTube automatically demoting these people. I think it has to do with the fact that their system automatically begins demoting them because it's taken advantage of by the user base. Maybe they need to crack down on people who file reports, who flag things without reason. Maybe they need to stop banning people for that. Start doing that instead of automatically assuming, oh, 10 people flagged something, so it should be set to restricted. Maybe that's what YouTube should be doing. It'd be a little bit easier on them, too. Yeah, hand out worse penalties for people who flag something and it's, not technically in breach of any sort of terms of service. Because that's what they're saying. You look at restricted mode, it says, oh, as flagged by our user community. Well, yeah, I think we've isolated the problem. Yeah, there are people on YouTube who flag stuff just because they disagree with it. There are people on YouTube who flag stuff just to troll. In the old days, they used to get content taken down that way. Now YouTube, thankfully, this was actually a huge improvement. Thankfully, now they actually physically check it, like real, actual moderators will look at it if it has been flagged and determine whether it, should be taken down or not. But just because they determine that it's not in breach of TOS, apparently doesn't mean they take off the 18 plus sort of filter that gets applied to that material so that nobody who's not logged in can see it. That appears to be what's happening here. It's just like with notifications throttling. We'll eventually figure out exactly what's happening with that, and there'll probably be some explanation similar to that. Something has been taken advantage of somewhere within the system. That's about all. Peace out.